Hey, good evening. I'm Lisa with Lisa Boo Designs, and today we are doing the Crafty Bunch Friendship Journal. And this is the last installment of us creating a signature inside of a journal for one of our friends. And it is kind of sad, actually. Next month, we'll be getting our journals back. Each one of us have created a cover, and then we've sent it on to a specific person. In my case, every month I sent my journal to Dina of Designs by Dina. And then she would add a signature, and then she would send it on to the next person, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. So today I have Miss Dina's her book. And so I'm going to show it to you as soon as I have heard from Miss Cheryl that she has shared me into the group. Then I will go ahead and show it to you. But this has been exciting. I want you guys to join us inside of the Crafty Bunch to watch all of the creators, and you can go back and watch the replays as well as it live right now. So she said I'm all shared in. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. I know she's got a lot going on today, so I'm going to show you. First of all, let's just go over Miss Dina Ray. So I have had the privilege of meeting her, and I actually Friday ran to Providence and met Mr. Kenny, and he helped me get her the signature because time flew by and I didn't mail my signature. Good thing is they're only 34 minutes away, or 34 minutes where we met. So it wasn't bad, and had a great dinner. So anyway, Miss Dina Ray. She is Designs by Dina. Her birthday, September 12th. So we are like a week and a half apart, which is really, really awesome. Hey, Cheryl. Things that she loves: God, her family, true friends. I love that she specifically said true friends because, in this day and age, everyone's our friend. We have Facebook friends, we have all these friends, but a true friend is someone that sticks to you close and walks you through, encourages you, especially knowing her. She's going to have some really amazing Christian friends that egg her on, that encourage her. And to have a true friend is an amazing thing. So she loves her true friends. Shopping, decorating, Pittsburgh Steelers. That's interesting. Spending time alone in her craft studio, watching movies that make me cry. See, that's where I'm out. I love to watch old movies and love stories and romance, but I really don't want to be boohooing and you can't breathe. Although I am a softie and I often cry. The beach, which is, I love that she loves the beach. Being a homebody, I kind of love that too. And my new love for sewing, which I know that, and I'm glad about that. We're going to go into that a little bit. Who is she? She's a wife of 30 years, a mom of 4, a nana to 5 grandsons that I adore. I'm a daughter, sister, auntie, all titles she cherishes. I'm a definite introvert and shy unless I know you. I'm a small business owner. I'm our church treasurer. Good morning. Good morning. Good evening to Amy and Ann's Create and Share, Jeanette, Andrea. I'm talking about Miss Dina Ray, guys. Her crafting passion. She loves many different types of crafting: paper crafting, decoupaging, creating something from nothing, and my new love, sewing. I'm terrible at it, but I love it. See, her and I are like twins. Hey, Dina. Hey, Kenny. I know you both are together. When there's one, there's the other. So, hello, good evening. Yeah, we have the same passions. My favorite, she says, is her place, her home surrounded by family. Contemporary Christian music is her favorite. And then her favorite food is steak, Italian, Asian, Hawaiian. And her favorite colors are pale pink and light aqua. See? What is there not to love about Miss Dina? Just on the surface level, right? LaBelle Junk at home. Hello. And Deb and Diane and Lori. Good evening. I keep wanting to say good morning. I think it's because I do a morning show. I always say good morning. Fun facts. She is Hawaiian. That's going to play a role in what we're doing today. Can you? There's a little sneak peek I need to cover. She's Hawaiian, born in Hawaii, but the military sent our family to the mainland when I was in 3rd grade. I once owned a scrapbooking store that I loved in 2008 called Scrapper's Paradise, which is before my time. Otherwise, I would have been there. I just found out last year that I have a younger sister, age 42, in Hawaii, that my dad just found out about as well. Surprise! I'm part of a story like that. So it's so funny. We have so much in common. Um, we were able to meet, and she is precious, such a blessing, and look forward to building our relationship. I love that you were open to receiving her, but I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Hey, Rhoda. Um, hey, Patsy Ray and Peggy. Guys, if you see a business name like Design Your Day with Patsy Ray, Rhoda May, and LaBelle Junk, Designs by Dina, those are our business pages here. We are all creators here in the Crafty Bunch. Please be sure to follow them. Hey, Maureen, how are you? All right, so looking forward to it, to going on this journey with you all. So we all did one of these. I hate that I didn't put this in mine. I didn't even think about it. All right, so here's the thing, guys. These journals have gotten out of hand. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It has gotten out of hand. We were supposed to create a signature with 8 pages and decorate 6 pages out of, or is it have it backwards? 6 pages and decorate 8. And each one of us created a book, and we created a minimum of a 3-inch spine. Y'all, these have gotten so big and fat that I wanted to take my book to Dina and say, listen, I didn't get to sew my signature in because it was so difficult, and I was tearing my signature trying to get it in. So I put elastic over it. And then I felt really good when Becky did the same thing. She could not sew her signature in, so she put it in this bag. Now, don't worry, I'm not showing this to you, but I will show you the cover. This is Miss Dina. These are the colors that she loves, the pale pink and the light aqua. Look at how beautiful this is. Nice quilt. And then she's got some lace all around here that she put on here. And then she's the one that turned me on to the chiffon closures. Miss Dina did a long time ago. And I love that that's what she used. And that's what she mostly uses. So see, look at this. Look at how fat this is. And that's without my signature today and Miss Becky's signature. So here's the thing. You're going to want to watch next month. I believe it's July 26 or 24. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. That's when we are going to go live again in the vintage group. Every Sunday there's going to be a different group, but that's when we go live again. And we are going to reveal, because we're getting back our journal. So next month I get back my journal, which I haven't watched. I purposely have not watched. I didn't want to watch the lives being created. So Miss Dina loves pale pink, light aqua. She's Hawaiian. She loves all the crafts. She loves everything. So here's the thing. I went live on Lisa Styler Crafting and Cruising on Tuesday. Normally, I do not start my journals. I heard Heidi say that. I like to start it live. But I knew I was going live, and I know she loves sewing, and that's new to her. So I started a couple of pages. So if you were with me and you watched, hey, Missy, hey, Sherry, hey, Lisa, Andrea, yeah, those chunky books. Oh my gosh, they're so chunky. So I went live, okay, on Tuesday on Lisa's page. A couple of us are helping her because she had surgery, and we're trying to keep her page alive. So I created a few things for her. Let me back this up. There we go. Created a few things. So I wanted to work with sewing paper as an ode to her new love of sewing, right? And here's what I did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to break this down. All right, I did a couple of things. Let me move this. Let me move this aside. All right, I took a napkin and I decoupaged it here with, this is probably a brighter pink than what she likes, but I'm hoping that this will work. So I took packing paper, like literal packing paper, and I decoupaged this napkin on top. Then I took one of the plies and I decoupaged it on here. So it made it a little bit sturdier. And I decided that I think this is going to be the cover. I think. Then I took a piece of hymnal paper because she loves Christian music, and I know her heart and Kenny. They love the Lord so much, and everything that they do, they even pray after every single live, and they take prayer requests. And actually, so do I. So if you have a prayer request, please let me know what it is, or a praise report. I'd like to add it to my journal. I decoupaged the sewing paper, the sewing pattern paper on here. And then I reinforce this with coffee dyed paper because this is going to be a little envelope. Okay. So I did that. And then I absolutely love these. I have a whole bunch of these. Sometimes it's just one girl and sometimes it's two. But this little girl, she's wearing a pale aqua-ish type dress, and it's got some pink flowers. And I thought, oh my gosh. And Miss Dina, she's just so classy and so sweet. And I just loved this. This was a little bit sassy. So maybe, maybe she'll like this. But then this is what I did. I decoupaged the pattern paper. You see the pattern paper. But then I decoupaged remnants, little pieces, scraps that I had from this paper onto here and here. And then I had a tiny little, see, a little butterfly. And I took it off and I put it there. And now this is a nice little booklet. I don't know how we're going to use it, but we're going to put this in. So this is what I have. And I did this a while ago, and I thought this went really well. So this was, I can't remember. It's one of the, I hosted the event, I think. I did a whole bunch of these booklets. I had a whole bunch. I don't know where I put them. But I made little pockets of paper that you could just take. Each one was completely different. Let me see. Oh, I have them right here. I'm just going to show you real quick, just to give you some ideas. All right. So I did different ones, and I've already used some of them. So like this one, it's a little pad. You can put prayer requests. You could put your grocery list, just things that a to-do list. And then there's a little pocket. You could put your receipts, if you're a business and you need to keep your receipts for your business. So this is what I did for that one. And then each one is the same concept, but I did a little bit different. So this one was white paper. This has an extra little pocket here. It has a lace pocket there. And I figured for each place I would embellish them even more for each thing that I did. So this one is just like note paper and then a pocket. I've shown this before, and then I attached this pocket here on the ends. And I think I want to do something like that in her book. So I've got all of these that I created. I mean, look, let me show you. This is another booklet. It's the same one, but look at how I turned it into a mini journal. So there's so many things that you can do. And this could still be, I could put some paper in there and make it a journal. So I'm going to use that, and I think I want to use this one. So this one, I put that lace. I use that lace on a lot of them. And then I had this piece of paper and I sewed it. And then I did a flip here so you can write something here. It's got music notes. And then this one is an accordion. And then it has a pocket. So we might add another pocket here. I don't know. We could. We'll see. So these are the things that I have. So her birthday, September 12th. I have this little book that I just got. What did I do with it? Here it is. It's a vintage book. It says God's Minutes, a book of 365 daily prayers, 60-second song. I can barely see it. Something for me to worship, something like that. And look at this. It's written in here. And y'all, this is so sweet. To a special son, Darian, whom I love so much. 1-1, I think it says 82. It says mother there. Mother is 90 today. And then 86, given to August 8th, 1986. And then it has all these little dates and all these little memorabilia. So I ripped out September 12th because that's her birthday, and we're going to put that in there somehow. And then let me show you. I know that Miss Dina, when she creates journals, she loves printables. And so I spent hours and hours looking at different printables that I could download. And so I'm going to show you some of them I'm not using for her, but these are all from Shayla Morehouse. Some of them are so beautiful. So I also went on Canva and I created some printables for myself. And I have some flowers that I was like Hawaiian art, Hawaiian background, Hawaiian different things. So I've got a few things like that. I printed things that were in pale pink and blue. And we're going to utilize some of these papers for her. And then this flamenco, we might incorporate it. I don't know. I do have some of these already that I started cutting out. So normally I don't do a lot beforehand, but I started cutting these out because I want to create tuck spots with these flowers. This one was a bear to do, but I'm still working on it. And yeah, so I've got these to still cut out. And I don't know how, but somehow, some way, we're going to use, because her new love of sewing, I had printed that out a couple of months ago, and I remembered that she loves sewing, and so I saved it for her. Plus, she loves the aqua. This has a little bit of aqua and teal, and her and Mr. Kenny, like I said, they are inseparable. So I made this little Mrs. Dina and Mr. Kenny with the Hawaiian flowers and frame. I don't know how or where this is going, but we're going to utilize that. So I've got another paper that I decoupaged with. This is sheet music. It was so brittle, like very brittle. It was actually breaking as I was putting the glue on, but I knew, because I've done this before, that when I glue the tissue paper, this is one of the plies. Hey Jamie, how are you? When I glued the tissue paper, it was going to reinforce this. So this is the sewing paper. So this is our thread, our theme. We've got sewing paper all throughout. And then I've got some coffee dyed paper. I have some mulberry paper. This, I think this is the vellum. And I'm going to show you this in a minute. I printed this because I was looking for something Hawaiian and it printed two-sided. So I'm trying to decide which one I like, but they're all with the pink and the blues and a little bit of the yellow. So I'm hoping that that will like touch her heart for home. You know, there's something about the ocean. Like, I was born in New York, surrounded by water. My parents are immigrants. They were from the Caribbean islands, both of them from different islands. And there's something about the ocean and the water. And when you live in Kentucky, it's not the same. Okay? It's just not the same. So I also have this little girl that I really liked. I'm not sure if I'm going to use her. I'm going to utilize this as some pocket, I think. And then this is tracing paper. And I printed this. This is what it looks like on copy paper. I want you to see the difference. And then this is on tracing paper. I chose the tracing paper because it was 8.5 by 11, and I was kind of rushing yesterday, and I knew I wanted to use vellum as well. So the vellum I was going to have to cut, and I just wanted to send a whole bunch of stuff to the printer, so I just put it on the tracing paper. So this is what it should look like, but I might still utilize that, or I might maybe not as a page, but maybe part of the decor to reinforce it. So we've got all of these papers, and again, we had to do, I believe it was 6 sheets of paper and decorate 8 pages. So I do have coffee dyed paper, and I have some, I don't think this is tea. I think this was my elderberry dyed paper, and so I have different shades, and I want to use some of these pages. I love the way that they feel because when they've been wet and soaking wet, it changes the texture of them. And I have this doily and this napkin, so I'm not sure. Then I've got other fabrics. So I do have this cardstock that I crinkled using. I did this on somebody else's cover. I can't find it. It's a machine that, oh, here it is. It's on the floor. So you put the paper in there and it crinkles it. So it creates some really, really cool texture. And so I'm thinking that I might want to kind of do the same concept. So let me know where you're watching from, what the weather's like where you are. We have had torrential downpour. Today was hot and muggy, and we've had a lot of flooding. I also have some coffee dyed envelopes that still smell like coffee, so I'm debating. After a while, it goes away. I do have some just papers here, and then I have this vintage thing that I want to use. I do have a card, playing card, and I wanted to use this because it says "In Thy welfare I rejoice," and it's like a little. It came with this sympathy. Let me show you. They were very creative back in the day, let me just say, and I think we need some of that touch, that personal touch. So this was in here. Look at how cool this is. So we're in the vintage group. So I'm trying to put some vintage things, and I'm trying to create some things that look vintage. But this is a pocket sample case, Ohio Card Company. And so it's got a couple of those cards already stuck on there. And then some samples of what it looks like. And then these were all in here. So I was looking for something pink, but I thought this one, because of what it said, plus it had that dove, I thought that would be really cool. So I got this in an envelope from my friend who owns the antique store of where I have my business. So that was a really cool little gift that he gave me. So I'm going to pass this one on to her. All right. So let us look at what we have. Uh-oh. Okay. So I know I want to use this mulberry paper somehow, some way. I'm not sure how. So I'm going to put this to the side for a second. I know I want to use this paper, and I want different size papers. I love doing that. I definitely want some lighter. I've been using the darker. I want some lighter pieces of paper, and I still want some of the coffee dyed. I do have this paper too that is, I had all these blueprints and I cut them up and I put them in kits, and I have this one. They're all from Chattanooga, Tennessee, so I want to incorporate this somehow, some way. All right, so all of these are 8.5 by 14. I always say the wrong size. 8.5 by 14. So I folded them to be 8.5 by 11.5, and then we can use this as a tuck spot or have it just pull out. Sometimes I do that. I've got this one that way as well. So let's see. See, look at how pretty that looks when you have different sizes. So I've got more coffee dyed, but I want to see what we have. Of course, let me know if you have any questions. I definitely want to use this big envelope somehow, some way. And I want your help. I want your help. Should I use this side or should I use this side? I would use both. I did not tell it to do two-sided. It printed two-sided on its own, and then it did it the wrong way. So I could reprint it and use both. Let me know what you guys think. Should I use one or should I use both? Because I thought I could use this on the envelope, and that would be like really, really pretty on this envelope. And we might use this as a page, or we might use this, you know, as a tuck spot and fold it. Like, there's all kinds of things. So help me figure this one out, would ya? All right, so we've got all of these, and then of course we've got our flowers. I'm thinking about using them as a tuck spot. And I love this paper. I love this. It did the same thing to me, but I feel like I love this. I wish I would have done it correctly, but I could use these for gluing something on. So all is not lost. Whenever you have paper, like, just save it for a scrap. You can always do something. Both. Missy, you're saying both. Andrea's saying both. Okay. I wish I had my laptop here. I left it. So what we'll do is I'll put this to the side and I'll reprint it front and back. Okay. That would be perfect. So then I need another. Okay, so this one is an ocean and it has a compass. I could put this on here. Let's think about it. So I've got, this is my, I think it's going to be my cover. So we've got 3 sheets. Here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to chop off the edges for this. I love using transparent paper of whatever kind. I've made envelopes out of them. So I thought about, with the other one, maybe making an envelope with the, again, this is tracing paper. The other one was actual vellum. Have you guys played with this? Have you guys printed on vellum or tracing paper? Now, I want that typing paper that Heidi had, that she was playing with. Foaming at the mouth. I need some of that. If anyone has any, hook me up. I need some. I don't know where to find any, but I love the crinkle of that paper and how it's transparent. Okay. Like, that would make my heart very happy. I need to get me some of that. Okay. So we're going to, isn't this so pretty? And if you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because one side is going to be in one place, the other side is going to be in another. See, something like this, I would want it in a large, because look at how pretty that looks, right? Oh my gosh. All right, so I think we're going to, and I need to see if I can keep these this large, because honestly, I need to look at her book and make sure that I have that space to put the larger paper in here. I can print in vellum, but my printer does not like tracing paper. Ooh, that's, you know what you can do? Use a little bit of tape, double-sided tape on the edges of the paper. Mine takes it fine, but when I print on tissue paper, this is what I do. I take regular copy paper and I put double-sided tape around, and then I glue it. I tape it on, and then I put it through my printer in, however your printer feeds the paper. So sometimes it's upside down, sometimes it's on top. And then it'll print on there for you. And then carefully remove the tape. And always do it on the outside so that this way you can cut it off, like if it messes up. So that's a great way. That's a little tip, a little trick. All right, let me see how big. I think this is 12 inches or something. No, it's 9. Okay, it's 9. Oh, the whole thing I think was 12. 9 by 6. Okay, so yeah, it was 12. So this is one sheet of paper. So I think it's gonna work. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, technically, I'm not going to add this since we're not sewing it anyway, right? Yeah, give it a try, Missy. I think it'll work for you. I've done it so many times. Like I said, I do it with tissue paper, and it works great for me. So I wanted to use some of these, maybe like a belly band, maybe some pockets, and I can do some embellishment with this flamingo. I'm thinking I wanted to use that boat, so that's going to be a paper. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 4. Let's see. I don't want to use that same paper, so maybe we're going to use these. And then, oh, see, this one did double-sided. I want to use this. So I could always reprint that one. Okay, let me cut this mulberry paper. And then let's see, we can use this, since we're cutting it, we'll be able to utilize it in a couple of different ways. And then I do want to use this as well. Are you hanging in with me? Listen, this is how my brain works. I'm like, okay, how do I want to do this? What do I want to do now? It takes a few minutes to figure out how you want to, because I really don't plan it. I just printed a ton of paper and called it a day and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to put this here, and I know my 11 is over here somewhere. Okay, 11, maybe. I'm going to cut this. Oh, I'm glad the blade wasn't out. So see, we can take this and we can make some kind of a pocket, or I don't know what. So we've got 11, and we need 8. Okay, so that's 8. I'm going to put this down. That's 8. And that's 8. Ish. Ish. All right. Have you guys ever used this mulberry paper? It's, you know, like handmade paper. It's got so much texture, and then some parts are see-through, some parts are thicker, and then there's some like rose petals and flower. There's threads in there. It's so, so cool. So I definitely want to use this somehow. See, and it's not straight, so we're going to keep those scraps, and let us get our journal in here. You know what? We could. So I talk about this a lot, and I've shown it on several occasions where I sometimes put an envelope in the center of my signature, and then I create my signature, I sew it, and then I seal the edges. This would make a really cool envelope. So that might be an idea. Let's see. Let's just see what it looks like. I need another light piece of paper, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I want that. I definitely want, because look at how pretty that looks. All right, let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to be very, very generous with my signatures, because some of these journals went berserko. They're so big and fat that the last few of us were not able to even sew in our signature. So I know that that's probably going to happen. Oh, this one printed both. I think I am going to use this probably as a belly band paper. So let's keep that. And then let's put, let me see, let me go back to, she loves printables, you know, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to have some printable paper, more than what I normally, like I love this one, but it did the same thing. And this one would have been great because it's got water in it. Look at how pretty that is. But it printed weird. So let me see if I can find something. You know, do you think she would mind purple? Because I love these papers. It's kind of going off color scheme. Let me see if I have anything else that I printed. I have all of these. These are all Shayla Morehouse. I have fallen in love with her stuff. Okay. All right. We're going to look at this. Also, let me show you this one. I wonder if we can use this one. Let's see what it would look like. Oh, these are more printables. That's a little bit too blue. I love these girls. I just don't see Miss Dina being this sassy. This could be me. That might be me. All right, these are ones that I printed before. Okay, let me put these up. I wish I had more water. Oh, well, we have this one that we have to reprint. So let me put this as a space saver. But okay, I think I'm going to do that. Let's put this as a space saver. And I'm just going to go ahead and add one of these coffee dyed papers. I think I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. And I'm going to, let me fold it in half. I like mixing and matching, so that's what we're going to do. Okay. Let me know, guys, where you're watching from. Make sure you're watching on the Crafty Bunch, that you're joining us on that journey. It's going to be super fun next month when we all sit down and open up our journals. Like, that's going to be super fun. All right, so I'm thinking this is going to go in here somehow, some way. Maybe not in half, but I definitely want that if I don't do this. So let's audition. And of course, we're going to put this in here somewhere. Let's audition our Kenny and Dina. Hey, Linda. It's really big. I should have shrunk it a little bit more, and I think I did shrink it. So we may, not may, we will. We will do that. I feel like I need some white background. Maybe some music sheet paper. I've got this that's stamped. We probably need because I want there to be some layers here, and then I want some music because that is our theme. Like, it's music, it's Hawaii, it is all the things. But I want it to be hymnal. I don't want it to be just music. And I have a ton of it. What have you guys thought about this whole journey? This friendship journal that's been traveling. What have you thought about this process? Like, has it encouraged you? He has risen. There we go. Has it inspired you? Have you looked at creating journals differently? Because we had different themes. How has it impacted you? Like, I want to know. All right, so it says he has risen. So what I want to do, first off, is we're going to ink every step, every layer, and then we're going to audition it. Because I need to see it. I need to see what it's going to look like. And I like getting those edges on here. So make sure you're in the Crafty Bunch because there's people after me. And I know Dina's usually she's after me. I'm not sure if she is or not. I forgot to look. So make sure that you're following. She is just so sweet. Make sure you're following all of the creatives. We all have small businesses and we're trying to grow our businesses. So help us out by following every business, following the Crafty Bunch. It's always very helpful. So this was just packing paper that I put through that crimper. for lack of a better word. I guess that's what it's called. It creates some texture, and I like to ink. I'm just gonna break this off. I don't really like straight edges in the middle. And this is just stamp. This is my favorite go-to stamp. I use it for everything. Toda la cosa. Everything. All right, so this is straight. All right, I'm going to see if I can live with it. We'll see. Let's see. Normally, I do not like it. I don't like it. Guys, it's July next what, Wednesday? Like, where did the time go? Like, what's going on? Does anybody know? Like, it's insane crazy to me. And I'm not going to glue this down. I'm trying to audition it because I do want to have a signature. And usually if I do a topper like this, I'll put it on the outside. If it's harder, usually it's a hard signature cover. Not this, these have been flimsy. I actually never did signature covers inside of each signature, but I kind of like that. So that's one thing that's impacted me. That we've been doing that on all of them. And I thought, you know, I like that idea because you could almost kind of theme them out, you know, segment them out. And so I've enjoyed that. So I think I want to make a journal like that using that technique. And here's something we're gonna do. This is too white, so I'm gonna just dirty it up on the inside. And I think that would look better. Okay, so I would glue this together. Ooh, I know what I need. She likes pale pink. I wanted some lace. And I absolutely love this lace that I save it for special occasions. Look at how beautiful that is. We're not going to use that whole thing. I wanted to say he is risen. But I need to protect my leaves. But we could always cut the leaves, I guess. So that gives me the ability to glue all of that. Maybe I can do it this way. So I'm going to show a little bit of my napkin. I'm going to have this sitting here. I might stamp that again. And then have this lace peeking out. Let's cut it and see. And I love that it has flowers on there. And, okay. So, I was looking for chiffon. I really wanted chiffon because I know that's what she loves to close her signatures. And I have tons. I wonder, I may need to see if I've got any more. I've got tons, but I can't find it. I can't find where I put them all. And I meant to buy more, and I forgot. And I had different colors. Let me see really quickly before I decide. Oh, I want to use that somehow, some way. I wonder if this, oh, that's brown. I wanted sorry or chiffon. That's usually my go-to for closures, but I don't have the right color. This is like sorry. All of these are sorry. This is that lace that I've used in those booklets. I have tons of it. I'm going to keep that out. All right, let me see. Hold on, bear with me, please. I've got so much fabric. This is a thinner one. Oh, this is a pale pink. What if we did this and tied it? What do you guys think? I really wish I had chiffon. And I know that when I'm done, I know I will find it. Do you guys do that too? This is another small one. Let me see if I have some in here. They've got more sari silk, but it's the wrong color. All right. Do you have a stash like this that's never ending and it's a hot mess? Yeah, that's mine. Hot Mess Express. All right. I know I've got some. Oh, there's another one here. Okay. I'm not going to open that one up. So we could either tie it with this pale pink, but I feel like that might be too skinny. And then I've got this ribbon. This might be really pretty, actually, instead of using this big fat one. Are you guys with me? Yes or no? Okay, so it's like all over the place. Let me just see. I always like to give myself enough room. So let's just say here. If I don't use it for this, I'll use it for something else, right? Okay. We could always use this. I don't think I had enough anyway. It was only a little bit. Okay. So I've been doing this. I've been doing my toppers first. But what we need to do, I'm going to put this next to it, and we're going to start gluing this together. Okay, so, and then I do want to sew some of it. So I've got my sewing machine here, 745. We'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up. And okay, here's the thing. This, for me, needs more. I'm ripping it. And then I feel like I need some kind of a word or something, and we can maybe get that. Okay, so let's glue that together. We're going to glue it in stages. Okay. And then let's see how we're doing. Because I definitely want to make sure that I show a little bit of that. We're going to have our stretchy. I want that to go the length. And then let's see if that works. Because I want he is risen. And this could, yeah. All right, so I'm going to, oops, I moved it. I moved it a lot. Okay. I can see the glue, so I'm just going to go for it. Okay. I'm going to see what this looks like. Okay. Do you guys do it this way? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends what I'm doing. But it's kind of like girl math, right? It's like girl math. Instead of like measuring everything, you're like, is this going to work? I love the texture of that lace. Okay, wait. I need this to be proper. Okay. Kind of want to take up the whole front because I feel like the reason I'm doing that is because this is kind of clashy, but it's going to all make sense, right? So I want that to stick out. Like, I want to be able to see the textures, and I want to see this. I feel like, okay, this needs to come in a little bit. All right, what do you guys think of that cover so far? We're going to embellish it. I'm going to have to add some wording. We're going to put this underneath, and I'm probably going to end up putting this on the inside because I wanted that to be kind of in the front. So, and I think I'm going to sew here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of got it off a little bit. And I will sew. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I was like, where are my friends at? Where are they at? Part of this journey is really having you guys coming along with us, you know, inspiring us and encouraging and just chit-chatting along. Like, it just makes it so mo better. Mo better. Do you guys remember Mo Better Blues? It makes it mo better. Okay. So okay, let me see. And it will get better. So, all right, there's some glue there. So I don't want that to get glued down because what we're going to do is our closure will be, here's something that I got from my friend Grace with the comfiness with Grace. I always did mine in the middle. And then she's like, I kind of like mine a third, like not quite in the middle. And I thought, oh my gosh. So ever since she said that, I've been doing that. It's been so much fun learning from everyone. And so this is how we're going to put it on. But I'm going to sew around here and have like squiggly lines. And then I need to find some kind of text. And then that's how that's going to be. So we can see a little bit of the pink. I changed her dress to that pale pink. It was hard to change the brown. I didn't want the brown, but it was changing his skin color. And so he has more hair than Kenny, but it's still Kenny, right? You guys are with me? Dina and Kenny, they're so cute. My God, they're so cute. All right, so that's what we're going to do. That's going to go here. I'm going to let this dry. And then, so we're going to imagine that that's there. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I want this. This is something that I thrifted, and I wanted to add it into her book. So that's going to go there. Now I cut all of these flowers out, and I was in the process. I'm not finished with cutting this one out, but my thoughts are with some of these half pages, like maybe embellishing them, or this was the bottom half of my vellum. This was the vellum. So I can make this into not on this page. Let me just show. I can do it here, right? I can use this as a belly band. And so I've got the flowers that I cut, and I'm either wanting to put them on the belly bands like this, you know, and I have a really large one. I can do it like something like that, or I can cut out more because I actually have more of these, and I want to, like, you know, ink them up because then you'll really be able to see them. Or if I don't do them as a belly band, I might take a piece of paper this way and use them as a pocket and have them kind of poking out, you know, like, imagine I'm going to cut more out. So, and I might do both. So I've got that going. I've got my envelope, but I'm going to sew this, and this could be something too that we can add some cut out flowers and cut out the rest, and glue that on there. And then I'm going to sew this. Then we do have I got to utilize September, that says 11th, but it's September 12th on the back side. We're going to put that on there. I've got this little thing, and we've got all of our pages. So I'm going to decorate 6 pages, and I'm missing something because I actually made a ruffle with the music. I wanted to show it to you. Did I cover it up? I made a ruffle page. I've got all these laces too. Let me see if I can find it. I did it in the live on Lisa's page, and I was like, this is all going to be for Miss Dina. It was my, guys, I've got to find it. I made like a whole belly band with the pattern paper. I had this on here. Let me look. Oh, we've got this. We need that. I need to find it because it's here somewhere. So I want to incorporate the pattern paper all throughout, and then I'm also going to do like a little tuck spot with the pattern paper, the mulberry paper, and coffee filter. It looks like this, just to show you. I think it's this one. So this was coffee filter paper. That's tissue napkin paper. And then I have the mulberry paper back here. So we're going to create some pockets like that. So I don't know if I'll get to go on again, but you're going to see the big reveal, guys. Make sure you stay tuned. I've got this also available. And then we've got to utilize this. So this is this is how this is turning out. What are your thoughts? Any suggestions? Lisa Kid always has the best suggestions. I don't know if she's still watching or not, but that's kind of where we're at. That's what we're doing. Hold on a second. I wonder. Espérate un momentico. I think that might be too much. If I have a scrap, though, for it coming out, maybe half of one. If I have one that's cut. Maybe something like that. Or I could put this here and scrunch it and maybe put a button and then the words somehow. It looks like a dress. Can we embellish her dress? Wouldn't that be so cute? That would be so cute. All right, so I've got to play with this. I love using scraps of all the things. So this is where we're at so far. It always gets better and better and better as you keep going, as you keep doing it. And I do have a flamenco that I can add as well. And then all of my papers that I decided to print. I've got more flowers, like I said. Yeah, I've got a whole sheet. This is how I printed them. And I've got a couple of them. So I can make them really, really cool and do like a belly band or a tuck spot. And I'm going to finish cutting these out and see where this takes us. So next month, join us because we're going to be showing our signature and going through the entire book. It's going to be super, super fun. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. And then we get to remember this whole process, you know, with people that are really amazing, supporting us and loving us, creating signatures for us. Like, that is an amazing collaboration. Thank you, Cheryl. We're getting there. We're getting there. Like I said, once it gets sewn and we add things, like it just comes to life so wonderfully. Like this one. Like this was so plain when I first started, and I'm not even finished. Like we're gonna use this one in her book. So we're gonna add to it and we're gonna make it look really pretty. I think that's the one we're using. I could do this one. I don't know. We'll see. Find out next month how this goes. So make sure you go into the Crafty Bunch, refresh your page. The next person, which I think it's Dina, is going to come on, and then you can watch her all the way through. Make sure you like, comment, and share because it's so helpful to all of us. We really appreciate you guys supporting and following and loving us on. So I hope you guys have an incredibly blessed night and a great week. Stay warm. It's going to be hot here in Western Kentucky. A nice little heat wave, I guess. Not as bad as last year, but make sure you stay cool and have a happy 4th of July festivity. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see you guys next month on here. Oh, Christ in Crafting will be July 12th because of next Sunday being a holiday weekend. So make sure you mark your calendars for Christ in Crafting Sunday from 9 to 4. And then they'll kick off from 4 on for the